The DP chairman, Basha, appeals to Prime Minister Rama, arrest Tahiri. The evidence is on your table. The former Minister of Interior commented on the accusations raised against him by the opposition, saying he is open to any investigation. A study by the United Nations Development Programme found that citizens' perception of corruption occurring in local governance remains high. Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Tuesday, the 17th of October 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, bringing you the day's national top stories translated into English 6 days a week. Prime Minister Rama has demanded an immediate investigation regarding the accusations against the former Minister of Interior, Saimir Tahiri. Via social media, Prime Minister Rama has said that Albania deserves to know the truth about this case and guarantees that there will be no tolerance for anyone. Prime Minister Rama has reacted for the first time against the accusations of the opposition, which implicates the former Minister of Interior in drug trafficking following the arrest of Moisi Halimi. The Prime Minister has written on social media, "We want to know the truth as soon as possible." The Prime Minister encourages the law executive branches to shed light upon every allegation against Saimir Tahiri. Mr. Rama said he considers the conversations between the two accused to be disgusting. "It is disgusting and shocking what has been said between the two criminals. I have known Saimir Tahiri for years as a person with good intentions, capability and integrity, and that is why I have always supported him. But Albania today wants and deserves to know the truth, only the truth and nothing else besides the truth. This is why the Albanian executive branches of law must investigate this story without wasting any more time and to shed light on the facts," wrote the Prime Minister on social media. The Prime Minister goes on to add that it will be guaranteed that no forgiveness will be given for anybody who chooses a criminal path. The new government is here for one purpose: to ensure justice is delivered to anyone who chooses the path of crime instead of helping to build the Albania we want, an Albania with strong government, employment and welfare. No reservations, no doubts. Our fight against crime will continue every day until the end, are the words of the Prime Minister's reaction against the accusations. In an unusual conference held in the early hours of this morning, Chairman of the Democratic Party, Basha, said that Albania is facing the outbreak of a scandal of historical proportions regarding organised crime and its relation to the government. Basha also demanded the Prime Minister call for the arrest of the former Minister of Interior, Saimir Tahiri. A day after the arrest of Moisi Halimi by Italian authorities, the chairman of the opposition, Basha, has demanded the Prime Minister, Rama, call for the arrest of Saimir Tahiri. Basha said that the evidence secured from international partners implicates Tahiri as the head of a drug trafficking ring in the country. Today is the day on which Saimir Tahiri should be arrested. The judicial process against him must start as soon as possible. The facts are now public. The evidence is on Rama's table, said Basha. He went on to make an appeal from the citizens. Albanians have two choices: keep their heads down and accept the malicious reality that is imposed upon them every day, or we can stand up to the government together and demand our legitimate right not to be governed by the criminal gangs, by a Prime Minister who is connected to crime. In his speech, the chairman of the DP added that in the past 4 years, the Democratic Party has made several declarations that proved former Minister Saimir Tahiri's implication in drug trafficking, together with Halimi in Vlora. But according to Basha, Prime Minister Rama has defended Tahiri so that he could use the dirty money for the Socialist Party's campaign. Prime Minister Rama has defended Saimir Tahiri during these 4 years with full consciousness, because the drug money and the muscle provided by the criminal gangs was beneficial for the elections of 2015 and especially those of 2017, declared the chairman of the DP. Moisi Halimi has been arrested as the head of a criminal gang which dealt in marijuana and arms trafficking from Albania to Italy. The Democratic Party claims Halimi to be the cousin of the former Minister of Interior, Saimir Tahiri. The former Minister of Interior, Saimir Tahiri, commented on the accusations raised against him by the opposition, who are accusing Mr. Tahiri of being involved in drug trafficking. The former Minister of Interior reacted after the release of the Halimi file in the Catania court in Italy, where Halimi referred to Tahiri as his cousin and as a supporter of their activity. Today is the day my enemies try to exploit the words of two criminals who boast that they have support, Tahiri said, while stressing that despite all the lies, the truth is there and can be verified. I have held the duty of the Minister of Interior longer than anyone. I struggled every day to do my duty with responsibility. This is not an easy day for me, my family and our morale. This is not an easy day for people who know me, for my colleagues in Parliament and for those people who trusted and voted for me. Two criminals who are my distant cousins have been arrested for drug trafficking. They have mentioned my name like every criminal mentions the names of ministers. I'm not the first. I asked the prosecution to investigate everything. The only mistake I made is selling my personal car to them. I bear responsibility for this, but I am not responsible for anything else. Every criminal should be punished even if they are my distant cousins, Tahiri said. He went on to add that he will get through this scandal until the truth is revealed without anyone's help. Today, I do not ask anyone to protect me, and I do not intend to do such a thing. I will wait until the end of every investigation and will dedicate myself to my duties as normal until the truth comes out to light, said the former Minister of Interior, Saimir Tahiri. The Democratic Party has declared that it will set up a group which will work on the composition of a document for behaviours of members of Parliament and other officials related to crime. This was confirmed by the MP Halimi at the end of a meeting of the Council of Regulation, where the Code of Conduct for the MPs was discussed. Meanwhile, the Deputy of the Socialist Party, Basha, has invited all the MPs to express their opinions on the improvement of the Code of Conduct for the final draft. Today's meeting was held behind closed doors and consisted of harsh debates between the majority and the opposition. The Democratic MP, Halimi, made strong accusations by saying that the Parliament is comprised of ministers with criminal records. There are ministers closely related to crime themselves or people in the crime world. There are MPs who have benefited from public funds, either personally or their families, including a serious situation regarding the arbitrary and arrogant conduct by the chairman of the Parliament, said MP Halimi during the meeting. MP Halimi said that very soon there will be a document providing ways to clean up the Parliament from deputies with criminal records. Halimi announced that the setup of a working group to address these concerns and to compose a legal framework on this matter. The working group will consist of deputies from parliamentary groups. It has been agreed that a working group consisting of deputies from the parliamentary groups will address the concerns and the need for a legal framework. We will clear the Parliament of the persons with criminal records, announced the Deputy of the Democratic Party. These statements were also confirmed later by the Socialist Deputy, Basha. The Code of Conduct, which is expected to be discussed by Parliament, provides rules on the manners of behaviour of MPs while preventing them from accepting and benefiting from gifts. A recent study conducted by the United Nations Development Programme on the evaluation of the situation of local governance, it was highlighted that citizens' perception that corruption occurs remains high. 12,000 citizens in 61 city halls were asked, and the study shows that the local governance bodies made decisions without first consulting them and that people have no information about services, projects or activities. Citizens' perception of corruption at the level of local government remains high, and this is proved by the assessment of the local government system conducted by the UNDP for implementation of territorial reform, with the emphasis mainly on the lack of transparency. The international partners who are assisting the implementation of territorial reform and carrying out the project require from the local institutions to be closer to the people and to build credibility. Speaking at the presentation of the project, the permanent coordinator of the United Nations Development Programme, Brian Williams, said that understanding citizens' viewpoints on local government's effectiveness is vital. What is certain is that trust in institutions does not exist if people do not have positive perceptions. Albanian institutions need to gain more confidence from their citizens, said Mr. Williams. The data of the study shows that the municipalities lack capacities for planning, budgeting and project implementation. The operator for the distribution of energy, OSHI, will submit to a wide-scale restructuring. The OSHI administrator, Ardian Chela, announced that 11 directors of regional directorates have been dismissed. All interested parties are eligible to apply for the new vacancies until November 6th. Regarding the price change for electrical energy, the head of OSHI guaranteed that there will not be any increase. 11 directors of OSHI have been dismissed in the districts of Albania. Cella announced at a media conference that there will be a separation of the selling and distribution of energy in order to improve business performance. There are currently 6,301 employees working at OSHI. That's all for our English edition this evening. My name is Alexandra. Please join me again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. On behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.